It's full, but hey, whoever takes map number 1 is going to be in a good position to take the series. I can't wait to get it started, Blaze. Honestly, predictions for you. You think it's going to be a close one? You think it's going to be a blowout? What are you going with?
Oh, I think we get all 2-0s for the night, man. This is going to be a 2-0 UYU. I think this is going to be the quickest pro league that we've ever had in our lives, okay? And we've had some long ones over the week. I may have just jinxed it, you know, but at the end of the day, I don't mind if we go 3 maps in this series because they always deliver. I never mind casting these 2 squads here, but let's see who is more ready for the major.
Definitely going to find out. We've already seen what teams tonight are ready for the major, but we still need an answer between UYU and RushieZ. Now, UYU traditionally a very aggressive team. Fair to say they have slowed down since the new addition of TJ, and I don't think that's even really because of him. I think the playstyle in general has just changed. RushieZ is a team that's slow to start, but once they get started, they are ready to go. And immediately 4 members, 5 members down, and that is going to be a clean win for the boys of RushieZ. Round number 1.
Man, the first thing that I noticed up top was the position change that UYU made. You got Powerz and Kenny up there. Traditionally, you know, Powerz is kind of down low playing that home street from A to C, and he was playing it very, very well. But it seems like, you know, UYU made a few adjustments. We'll see how that play out going forward. But RushieZ, man, it started off, I believe it was Fran who got the first blood down middle on TJ. And from that point on, they just pushed on through, won their battles, and they got the heals that they needed.
Heals they needed. Let's see if they can replicate that success. They hit up top really hard. It just didn't work out. You had Fran up there ready to just shut them down. Now, the thing is, though, when it comes to that top fight, UYU was doing such a good job versus Rebel, and that's kind of what led them to get such a decisive victory, because they would win that fight and immediately overextend and put Rebel in the blender. This time around, though, a lot easier of a task. Powerz is going to take down both players from RushieZ and be able to Lancer out assist with taking down Avexys as well as RushieZ. Fran now pinned up. Button's about to get pressed. You know it. He's going to... Oh, it doesn't even matter. Kenny, he's stronger than the Button. They're all over C. They're looking to make this 1-1 very quickly.
Man, Fran ain't losing no 1v1s down there, but, you know, you're going to have to win the team fight in the middle and up top if you plan on getting an early trip cap domination and getting map control. RushieZ doing a great job holding them off for now. Here, got 3 players in the mix. It's not over just yet. They're exactly where they need to be. The support is there for UYU in the back, but RushieZ, they're going to hit the shots, get their home hill back, but they're not going to slow down now because they know they got Xplosive caught off guard. TJ is going to be their next target, but he's going to try to take one to the grave. He cannot. And now Praized is left to defend the home hill against 3 players of RushieZ.
Praized going to try, and this is actually huge for RushieZ. I thought UYU had it for sure. Powerz goes in. He's gone. That's going to be... Oh, well, player 5 out. No, never mind. He gets Lancered out. What a turn of events, Blaze. My goodness. UYU so close to victory. I thought it was over with, but at the end of the day, RushieZ found an opportunity. We all did. But RushieZ gets it 2-0. They are leading the charge.
Ooh, Fran, 5 kills, 3 assists right there, 1 death, leading the charge there for RushieZ. And they did a good job holding off that home hill as long as they could to reinforcements got there. And from that point, it was a few key kills being picked up in the pillar. Xplosive, he was trying to back out, but he just could not get to a safe distance in time. Him and TJ got picked off, and from that moment on, RushieZ just had numbers in one of the longest respawn rounds that we have. But utility goes down for both placements over the last 2 rounds. Let's see how that's going to play into a factor here as we head into round number 3.
All right, here we go. Round 3, as you said. Now, they've gone back and forth with this top fight. First, it was Powerz taking, or excuse me, first it was FraNChiS and INZEM taking a victory. Then it was Powerz and Kenny. Now, this time around, INZEM hits a beautiful shot onto Powerz, but it's not enough. Doesn't pack enough punch to take him fully down. Continues to back up, though. First pickup's going to take place. Powerz was dropped. Kenny gets him up, though. There's going to be a trade. Now, it's INZEM versus Powerz just up ahead. You also notice UYU's gone for that overextension. So this is a big battle. And actually, top fight doesn't even matter. As UYU makes it happen, they go immediately for the overextension. They pounce on Bravo, and they take the round in 37 seconds.
Exactly. They were able to take down RushieZ and Avexys there towards the mid-map. And from that moment on, they just pushed the home hills. The home hills have, you know, been getting UYU's home hill You know, they haven't been able to defend it. They haven't been able to defend it. And, you know, just great start there from UYU. The up top fight did not even matter. It was a good fight, too, to start. You know, they were able to, RushieZ was able to hold them back there for just a bit. INZEM did a good job defending, working with Icy there to hold back Powerz, and Kenny came down to 1v1. But like you said, in the end, came down to the fights down low.
All right. It's been a very quick 3 rounds. We're already on the 4th. Both teams are going at it super hard. I like the audibles that are being played. And you notice, man, it's even across the board in terms of utility. There's no marks as yet. There's no Torcos, nothing crazy. I like that push from Powerz, though, confidently moving in on INZEM. It's the first time he's done so, and RushieZ doesn't even know what hit him. He goes, or excuse me, Icy. RushieZ will also fall down low. Player 7's gone for the overextension. And that's going to be hugely beneficial for RushieZ here, because now UYU has to make a decision. You know, do they want to go for C? Do they want to commit on A? And that's going to give time for RushieZ to come off the respawn. Of course, it is round 4, shortest respawns play, so it makes sense for them to get back into it. But UYU strong once again off the start.
They are, and I will say that every time Powerz has spawned on that side, he has pushed without stopping, knowing that he has the support there from Kenny. So far on this side of the map, it's really worked out a lot there for UYU off the start. Now, this is the round in which they blew. When they had RushieZ on the back wall, they were getting a trip cap domination, but RushieZ has managed to, they had a great reversal there. Was able to come back and steal the round away from UYU, but this time around, UYU prioritizing both home hills, and they got 2 players currently, well, they got 3 players of RushieZ currently in their spawn. They're trying to slow them down for a bit. They're going to lose Powerz. TJ trying to take one of these guys to the grave. He's going to get one. Little support in the back, could not get the second, but in the end, UYU, they're winning the fights there on RushieZ side of the map.
It's a close round here. Both teams battling to take position. Getting now in a big fight versus Fran. He should win this, and he does, but flanked from behind. Oh, but watch out. Praized is there in front. But still, though, the presence from RushieZ is very real, as Powerz will get the trade. A lot of action going down. But now UYU is starting to progress forward. They've got the neutral, they've got A, and they have the lead still. RushieZ has to find some way to get control of that neutral while also simultaneously stopping UYU from overextending.
Well, UYU, they're going to get a player up top so they can have that angle. And RushieZ, that was a big boy play there. He took it upon himself to push through 2 lances to get that kill, put his team in a better position. Fran's going to have his cleanup there as well. And now B Hill is going to go in favor of RushieZ. They immediately point their lancers and pistols down low towards the incinerator, because they know UYU is going to try to get aggressive towards the home hill, and RushieZ does a good job laying out the trap, and now they're just going to collect on these kills.
That's exactly what they're doing. Big opportunity here for Praized to pick up 1, maybe 2, but it's going to be tough for him, man. He's getting swarmed on. Gets 1, though. Can't get that second. Will it be enough, as RushieZ is very close to getting onto A? And that means now I got to draw my attention, not only to player 2, which of course is going to be TJ, but also player 5, who's going in for a touch himself. RushieZ, though, will have that win condition, and the more points they get at this point is going to better their chances of taking this round. And I'm not going to lie, they're looking good. This overextension needs to happen, and if UYU doesn't lock in C now, that's all she wrote.
All right. UYU, they got to deal with Avexys here. He's going to go down, and his teammate, RushieZ off respawn, may not be able to make it there in time, but when Icy and his Lancer on the flank, that's going to be a double down.
Yep.
So this hill will transition, but Icy needs to win this 1v1 against Powerz and get back to B as he can. Beautiful cutback to allow his teammate to get there to help. The synergy is there between him and RushieZ, but in the end, Kenny takes the 1v2. UYU got the 2-1 hill advantage.
Yeah, UYU had that earlier on as they were able to lock in the neutral. They got B in their control. They had the 2-1 hill advantage. And at that point, fighting for the home hill of RushieZ was just a cherry on top, if you will. Good first half. Neck and neck, obviously, is tied up 2-2 in a big map, I would say, for the boys of RushieZ to take here. Going into bunker, UYU, we know they're going to be very decent there. This drop shot up top is an interesting placement. Typically, we see it go down in mid, but the thing is, it's been so back and forth up top that it's a risky placement for the UYU boys, because it's not like they're dominating it. RushieZ has been neck and neck with them for that fight. So now, this is going to be a bloodbath and an interesting one. I'm curious to see who gets out with that drop shot and the man advantage.
Right, I think I'm gonna tilt over and say UYU didn't hit a little bit more of an advantage up top, but the thing is that RushieZ with an incendiary grenade, they know how to play off whatever little advantage that they have, and they're gonna let UYU get pretty aggressive. But Xplosive goes straight through the middle to find a kill in this fight, and that kill could be the only one that he needs for his team to get an advantage. But Avexys flanked with the grenade, but we see the flames on the ground, so he already tossed it. Kenny will get the drop, but he's gonna go down. I don't think I don't know if he dropped one. Yep, he got a backpack. So drop shots out of play. RushieZ will be able to get the D heal. They got enough players down low at E, and they could honestly, they got to play for F if they wanted to, but they're gonna just slow this one down still.
I think that's the right call. Slow it down, recollect, if you will. That top fight didn't work out, but now it's just business as usual, right? It's the second half. You don't have a drop shot to worry about. You don't have a torque to worry about. There's not a crazy amount of utility either, so it's like just basically win your gunfights, and that's exactly what Fran is doing. Praized will fall, E will be locked in for RushieZ, and you can see their positioning plays. They want to collapse in on F. They feel this is their opportunity, and they're trying to make good on it.
They got to get past Powerz. He's not going to be able to take one, and you got 3 members falling here for UYU. And RushieZ is still not going to go in here for this cap. They're going to pull out their Lancers, cross out these players who are coming off respawn, and Praized, TJ. They can't get out of this sticky situation. A web of Lancers there that RushieZ have waiting for them. They're going to decap the home hill and get this one capped up. They should have no issues getting a 3-2 lead here.
Right, there it is, man. Good stuff. Look, an important map, again, for RushieZ to win. This is their opportunity to at least guaranteed a game number 3, or map 3, I should say. And they're looking solid, right? That top fight went very well for them. I know you gave the edge to UYU, and I see why. But then again, it's been so back and forth. Now what is UYU going to do to react in response to losing that control tower fight? Again, that's not everything, but at least that's the start that sets you up for a good foothold on the objective, right? Especially as we head into the mid-round.
Yeah, no, that's definitely gonna be able to help you out a lot there, having that tower control. And you know, that drop shot's there as well. They wanted to put all their focus there on that side of the map. Now UYU chooses to build up the marks outside of the incendiary grenade, which we see a lot of teams going back and forth on which one suits their team a lot better. But TJ is gonna have to use his marks to hold off Fran down low at E. But Fran's been pushing him every single round winning that 1v1. So it's still going to be hard, even with that marks in hand.
And that's a solid push, right? 3 members down. Avexys fighting for his life. He's going to make good on it and win. E is going to be there, but button's going to be pressed. So player 9 is going to have to go in and back out of that. That was Avexys. You see UYU, though, kind of all over the map, spreading thin, but they know they can do so because they had the man advantage. Drop shot over to Kenny. You know, Kenny is going to be that main drop shot player for the boys of UYU. Good fight for INZEM, though, to take down Powerz. But it's going to be tough to take over E and honestly defend against this E push with that drop shot with Kenny.
Yeah, no, it's going to be hard. Kenny got some great defensive drops right there. Oh. As I said, he misses that one. He misses that one as well. I'm going to shut up, you know?
And he gets dropped and dead. Wow,
but the damage was out there.
It was. It just wasn't enough. Okay, well, RushieZ now absolutely has to feel on cloud 9, confident as can be. Praized now fighting for his life. He's going to drop down. As looks like RushieZ is trying to just get any pick he can. Fran now having to back up as RushieZ did fall. Button's going to go ahead and get pressed. No one's there, though, but no worries. Fran will sacrifice himself. And RushieZ was looking as if they wanted to inch forward to deep, but now they got to backtrack and worry about player 3 who's going to be all over their home hill.
All right, so UYU has up top control, but they don't have control at E. Now, they're about to flood in, and they're not going to waste any time trying to get these angles. They got players in position for revives as well, but they got to get the flashes out if they want to be able to make a play and get the decap. Now, UYU, since they got button control, they don't have to worry about that. They just got to worry about the kills in front of them. They may be thinking about taking an alternative route to getting this E-hill because they know once RushieZ gets set up the way that they did, and UYU already used a lot of their utility right there that they was not able to push off of. So they're going to have to possibly find another entry inside E. Well, they got the decap. Now they just need to capture.
And they're not going to be able to get it. They're forced to back off.
They can play the drop now.
Pressed. They can, and that's going to be their biggest thing. But Fran knows this. He's going to be ahead of the game there. Powerz is up top. Fran needs to get him. He can't. And now Powerz has one more to deal with. He's going to go in and back him up. Matter of fact, the flank is going to come in from Xplosive. Drop shot's already in Kenny's hands. Now, this is the opportunity that UYU's been looking for. They've got the double home hill set up. They're now going to be able to pincer in on Avexys and Icy. And all they need to do is get onto E. They've already got the decaps there. Kenny throws it out there, and that's going to be the third drop shot we've seen from him. And finally, he's able to connect onto one.
Now,
does UYU have do they have the win condition with this hill cap? And they don't yet.
They don't, so they need to keep pressing forward. Fran's going to slow down that push there, but Kenny takes him out with the drop shot. Avexys has a key flank to relieving some of this pressure for his team. Kenny knows he's going to be back there. He can hear him running, so he has a flash to work with, but he's going to need explosive help here. They're about to be the main focus here of RushieZ. If they do not get out of this position, they say, you know what, let's just regroup with the rest of the team. Fight on top of the home hill, see if we can distract some players. But so far, RushieZ is doing a good job defending F.
They really are, and that's much needed. Explosive last up, he's gone. That's a 5-man wipe, and it doesn't even matter. RushieZ had the objective. They were going to cap out at 250 anyways, and they now lead 4-2. A solid round choice. Look, they came into this with a purpose. They went through their pick and bans, and they were very smart about it. They picked Forge to start off. They know UYU isn't the strongest on Forge, and RushieZ felt that opportunity to take a map off them in the series, and they're looking to do so. Assuming Torque down low, normally we'd see that up top. Incinerator might see Incense, or we're going to go ahead and half the mark set. We're going to go half the drop. We're just all over the place. Explosive,
but you know, it kind of has to go that way, because if you choose to put the drop shot on the map, by building a mark so you force your opponent to have to make a center line bow placement at a point. If not, it's going to be a torque bow versus incendiary grenades on the secondaries, and you can't let that happen. And I think UYU knew that, but so far that strategy has not worked out for them in a placement, even though they win majority of these fights up top off the start.
INZEM going in, smokes down, tag is up, not going to happen. Powerz gets the chunk, Icy will fall. Now RushieZ is isolated. Powerz made that fight his. That's 3 down. Avexys now in a tough spot. He's going to get drop finished off. Only one remains. That's Fran. He's been spotted over in INZEM, or excuse me, Incinerator. Either way, though, no touch. His body's going to fly as Praized hits the torque. And a quick round for UYU. 35 seconds. Well played.
I have never seen the camera like fly with a piece of with a gib like that across
it's so
the map.
fun when it happens, Blaze. It's so fun to watch. Like that's all spectator, man, picking that up. GG to him.
GG, one of the best spectators and the best spectator in the game. What I'm talking about here. Much shout out there to Big Tom out there on the 1s and 2s. Now, as we are about to go into these weapon placements, UYU says, you know what, let's block these incendiary grenades for now. They're a little annoying. And then on the flip end, RushieZ, unless they're going to block a center line placement, if they do, they give up a free mark. So they have to counter it and go for the block on their opponent's secondary, even if it is not the same weapon that is down. So far, UYU have won most of these initials up top. And when they play from this side of the map, Powerz has his right-hand advantage, and he does not slow down. He charges right in for INZEM, and INZEM have not been able to stop him.
I worry for RushieZ if they lose this. Next round, they put UYU up there around 9.
Ooh, nice.
Hey, I guess worry no more,
Nice
man.
recovery.
INZEM opened that up. TJ, last alive here. Drop shot. It's in the hands of INZEM. And this is where RushieZ needs to pull a UYU from last round, right? Just go in and go for it. They can't because UYU is going to be off the respawn. They're going to be on D. But this is where RushieZ is going to thrive, Blaze, because their defensive setup normally is pretty solid. And I think that's exactly what UYU is thinking. They just got to find a way to break through it. They got a torque bow to go against. They've got a drop shot to go against. It's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy whatsoever. And RushieZ has discipline to just chill here and wait for UYU to make a push. INZEM has to active, but I don't think he shoots this. I don't see why he would shoot it. Even if he gets the kill, UYU is just going to, stay fortified on their home hill. He's going to try to stop him right before. Goes for the cutoff in case anybody followed up from behind, but 2 kills are picked up there by RushieZ. They got a 3rd in their sights. Make it, of course, as well, because Praized, he's trapped in a difficult spot, and Avexys ain't missing no bow.
close it all, man. This is RushieZ round through and through. UYU fighting for touches. Drop shot is out. Next on to Kenny. TJ can't get a touch. And look at that, man. RushieZ takes it 5-3. And you know what? That is very, very promising for them. Again, they're heading into bunker next. And RushieZ, they're no slouches when it comes to bunker. The potential for a 2-0 is absolutely there. But the fact of the matter is they take a map off of UYU. They set themselves up for success. And you look across the board, assist and kill-wise, everybody pulled their own weight. Everybody went positive in the overall KDA. I like what I'm seeing. And you know what? That's the RushieZ we needed to see.
That is the RushieZ in which we need to see here against UYU. Dominant performance there by him, and it was able to close it out. Forge was one of UYU's most won maps of the season. It was that in Asylum as their two top ones. Yeah, the UYU. Wow. Now, on the flip end, Bunker is RushieZ's best map, okay? And that's why when I saw the picks and bans, I was like, damn, it seems like they kind of picked each other's better map here in the end. So RushieZ, they are sitting at 4-2 on Bunker, and now they got a 1-0 lead up here against UYU. And I told you, this ain't going to map number 3, Taylor. So RushieZ may be making me eat my prediction right now.
I don't know, man. Well, you might be right on that. You might be.
I better hope I'm right.
Hey.
You better hope I'm right.
Hey, this is the thing, man. UYU. They just not been looking like the UYU. And look, there was a couple of glimpses of them, right? I mean, they won some rounds extremely quickly. I don't know what's going on with them. I'm going to say this. UYU switched TJ's position to down low. They switched him in Powerz, okay? The first 3-4 rounds, Fran won that 1v1 against TJ, pushing him. Okay, the Markster could even slow him down. Even though, I think that was a 1v2 that he was in. Still, they found gaps. No matter what that chink in UYU's armor was, they chased him down there on this map. And I'm only mentioning TJ on this map because specifically they hit an issue up top on Forge beforehand. And he was a part of that mix as well. Now, we saw him have a lot more success up here, but in the end, RushieZ still was able to, come up with the perfect win condition that they needed to win. And that was playing off their teamwork. Well, the teamwork is looking good, man. And you know what? That's what RushieZ has always thrived at, right? RushieZ has always been a team-oriented team. I mean, plain and simple. RushieZ has always been that team to be able to Lancer out, Fran make those audibles, make those shot calls, and he does a good job at doing so. You mentioned the stat of UYU picking, RushieZ's best map pick and RushieZ picking UYU's best map pick is stat-wise, right? Stats isn't everything, but of course, it does matter. That's what we got to bank off, especially as casters, analysts, whatever you want to call us. At the end of the day, though, I think both of these teams are really just filling it out. They know, hey, we're not placing where we want to place when it comes to the overall pro league. So now let's just see what you're made of. Let's really find out what makes you tick on your best map. Then we go back, we'll do some VOD review, we'll figure it out ourselves. So now we can be better prepared when it comes to the Winter Major. I think that's the overall strategy maybe these teams are going for, Blaze.
Yeah, get as many reps against your opponent on their best maps when they are at their best before you can go into the major. Because you having to do that when all the pressure is on your shoulders to perform that weekend, sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to. So you got to even sometimes set your opponent up to be able all right, show us what you got. Why are you so good at this map? Okay. Yeah. What kind of tricks you guys got up your sleeves? Now, sometimes even teams like RushieZ and UYU, two of our most veteran teams in the league, the most two veteran teams in the league, they save things for major weekend. But even matches like these, we've seen it before, they still never want to lose against each other because the team that beats the other, they carry that momentum over to the major.
That's true. That is very true. Momentum is a thing, man. Ryan taught me that very early on when I started casting in Gears 4, late Gears 4. He said, look, man, in Gears of War, momentum is a thing. You just got to understand that. And I do. I realize that now.
You get some kills in quick succession. The whole team is vibing. You got your initial worked out well. You're in your setup. The Lancers are out. And just the entire squad can feel the confidence that each other has. And they go out there and they close out series. But then you get a player out there, maybe like Powerz, RushieZ, Identives, who go up against a squad that may be in the most perfect setup, but they can go out there and take one or two players, take out three. and that demoralizes them. Like, how the hell did we lose the setup? We had 3 Lancers pointing at this guy, but he dodged all the shots and got a double. Momentum shifted.
Momentum shift. And you know what? What did we see? That's when Cardia, right, didn't get that touch, right? Well, it was already a 4-0 at that point. I guess it's a bad example.
The game at that point. It was over.
You did. You called the game at that point.
You don't recover from that round.
That was a bit different. I'm not going to lie, man. It was a bit different.
But
you know what?
is different, okay?
VQ is, you want to talk about momentum as a thing. VQ's got all the momentum in the world. They know they're the best, but they don't get carried away with being the best. They just consistently go in and just do what they know to do, right? And that's what makes them so good. Map is getting loaded up. You said it best. This is RushieZ's statistically best map right here on Bunker. So they should theoretically come with the win. I just get flashbacks anytime I watch RushieZ play on this map, you know, with FraNChiS pulling off some epic overextensions, winning those critical 1v2s to secure the map, to move forward during that season final, the last major that we had. Fren is a mastermind on this map. He's calling audibles. He's calling big plays. I'm not going to lie, RushieZ stands a great chance here to close it out 2-0. You predicted that, Blaze, and I can see that happening, but I don't know if UYU is going to go down without a fight. But we're going to have to find out, man. Let's see how it unfolds.
Let's see how it unfolds, because like I say, these two teams never disappoint. You know, pour one out for the Reciprocity team on the center of your screen right there with all those players lined up across. You know, a lot of jerseys shared between all those players that's there in this lobby. But in the end, these are the teams that they're most comfortable in. These are the teams that they have faith in to win. And we know when UYU comes off the L, you cannot get cocky against them, because they're going to come back even stronger in the next match.
Look at this, 4 down already, all up in your grill. RushieZ, no worries. And then we see the finger cannons coming out. RushieZ knows I'm not even going to try and push it. It's over with. What are you going to do? You can't get a touch. 40 seconds. UYU starts off strong, and that is a great performance. You would talk about momentum, Blaze. I don't know. They might have just took it for themselves.
Yeah, you know, they may have round number 1 in the books for UYU. Great initial, and on a map like Bunker, with the highest respawn timers of the round, sometimes it's hard to come back like that when 4 players die that quickly together. Now, weapon placements, utility for the front spawns is going to be, you know, as standard as we can get here. You guys know it's coming. But this initial, we'll see what adjustments we'll see that RushieZ wants to make going into this one here. They got to just slow down UYU off the start there. But you got Powerz leading the Apex to that fight. He's got to go up against Fran now.
Fran traditionally goes down for that fight on the B, but it seems both teams just want to fight it out in Bunker, and I get it. INZEM, though, is going to pick up TJ. Powerz will also fall. You mentioned Fran going against Powerz. Well, he managed to make it happen. Icy up for the 1. Goes in for the second on the Kenny. Hits him with a nice spread. Second
I love it. I love that back row.
And I swear to you, I'm seeing flashbacks of what UYU just did to RushieZ. Now, the benefit, though, well, I was going to say is Praized still being up. Now UYU fighting for their life in this round. It's not going to happen. They're not there, and I don't even know, man.
That's just these two teams right here, okay?
It is.
But, you know, they always deliver a matchup like that. But what happened? Instead of RushieZ focusing on that fight in the middle, you saw Fran kind of slow it down. He pre-fired that corner, which stopped Powerz in his tracks, allowed his teammates to go down low and get into that tunnel for free. But he didn't stop there. He tossed his flash, immediately pushed up top, got into a fight, won it against Powerz. The help came from the middle, and Icy knew that, hey, we're going to get these kills, but hey, I'm going to make sure I put out the damage, but I need to make sure I can get to this home hill in time, because I got faith that my teammate's going to win the 1v1 on B, and we're going to get this trip cap domination and respond back to that first round UYU threw at us.
Right, here we go. Let's see how it goes, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I was sitting here pumping up momentum as a thing, and then RushieZ just comes through and does that. But again, as you said, Fran slows it down. It's that audible, right? RushieZ has a great IGL. So does UYU with Xplosive. But, you know, Fran's been there, done that. And you need that IGL to play that chess match, right? Be the king, if you will, on the chessboard. And that's exactly what he's doing. I like this position. That's going to be 1. Goes in for the second. Misses the shot. Fran now there to, or excuse me, Icy there to take his place. INZEM going in for a kill. Hits a nice spread onto 1. Player is 1 shot. Drops down, gets picked back up. TJ now pushes in, but the battle is won for UYU onto B. And now it's up to RushieZ to push them off.
Yeah, and RushieZ got enough personnel here to do so. RushieZ Gonna be able to pick up a kill. UYU, they're still in position to defend against this one. Now they're gonna choose to push out RushieZ because they've identified that they got an extra man here. Powerz doesn't even push towards the inside. He's like, yo, my teammate's gonna flank you, no problem. All right, so B Hill goes in favor of UYU. They even got top bunker control as well. Fran just trying to stay alive. He finds a little sweet spot there in that corner. And you don't even want to go down there and fight that player because at that point, you're just exposed to all the other RushieZ members and you're just going to give them a free kill.
All right, here we are. UYU's got that little bit of a lead, right? They're going to take and close out that deficit, and they're all over B. So now RushieZ has to make a decision. Do they want to pressure in on B or go through bunker? You look at the mini-map, though, and UYU spread all the way across. They're covering all lanes, and a Lancer Fire is starting to come out. It's going to make RushieZ's job very difficult to push through any choke point, any lane that they decide to try. But RushieZ is going to have to do it regardless, right? They've got to make a decision. And it looks like players 3 and 4, I believe that's going to be Icy as well as Avexys. I think they're going to push through tunnel and assist on this B push. Plus, they've got the Lancer Fire. I thought they had the Lancer Fire at the top. They don't. The players are still down low. RushieZ has got a lot of moving pieces, and if it works out, UYU could be in a tough spot here.
Yeah, but the numbers are matched on each end. Now, with Fran getting that down, the other members of UYU know that they have to push the platform now to find themselves a hill. They can't keep backing up and give up B for free, but at that point, they walk right into RushieZ's trap, and they're going to be able to capture this B hill. Now, this was a 2v2 fight over here beforehand, but at this moment, Avexys knows he's just going to back up, hold this top bunker as long as he can so he can get some extra help. And RushieZ has the 2-to-1 hill set up. They're in a good spot to win this round.
Great spot to win the round indeed. And now RushieZ isn't going to let that go, right? This is the thing. UYU now in the position RushieZ was just in, right? They've got to make a decision. They've got to find out how do they want to push through it. And they've got to do it. And they don't have any time to waste. But they managed to break through this on the initial. So I have confidence they can do it again. It looks like they are making good on that as Fran's going to get hit with the full spread, tries to run away, can't make it happen. Now you got 2 RushieZ members that's going to be just up ahead. They need to hold on, but now they regain the positioning. They have the win condition. The break isn't going to happen. Blaze, that's going to be GG. RushieZ is going to be up 2-1.
Yes, they are. They lock it in. So they did a great job being able to retake that neutral hill after losing the initial fight. And just, you know, kind of slow the game down a bit. They knew the win condition. The entire team was on the same page of how they wanted to win the round. So from that point forward, the Lancers were out and RushieZ just held some very advantageous positions, which made retaking that B hill very difficult for UYU. Now, as we enter the third weapon selection, we know that this is going to be incendiary rounds where both teams are going to acquire them, and we'll see what type of impact they'll play as we go on to this map. But here we go. Both these squads got different initials in which they can start these rounds off with to overtake their opponents. So we're about to see what we're going to get this time around. It's a mirror matchup.
It is a mirror matchup. It really is. And that makes it more special, right? Because it's like, who wants it more? Who's going to be able to outslay the other? Powerz, though, hits a nice shot onto Fran. He had no idea he was going to be down there. And even if he did, he wasn't ready for it. Avexys now is going to be isolated, but does pick up one. You have RushieZ from the flank. I like this teamwork. Look at this. UYU so powerful up top, but now 1 by 1 going down. That's 4 gone. Icy now in a fight versus TJ. And my goodness, Blaze, RushieZ just made that fight theirs, and they're going in for the domination.
Oh, yeah, they're ending this one right now. They're not going to give UYU another opportunity to fight in this round. You know, now they're in a good spot to get to this hill, but RushieZ picking up the kills this squad needs. He didn't get no more help, though. Nobody else came down. They said, good luck. We got a Lancer for you, but if they would have came down and helped them, they would have got that domination.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to play the long game, right? We go back to Carnage
especially in round
versus
4.
Noble earlier. And, you know, that's the thing. Carnage, you know, what were they doing wrong? They were just pushing way too aggressively, too hard. Sometimes it would work, but the thing is, sometimes it wouldn't. And when it wouldn't work, they would get counter-wiped. Then all of a sudden they're in trouble, and they're looking at a domination for the other team, right? So I like that RushieZ was able to back off there. They respected the lead that they had. They respected the position that they had. Now they're leaving it up to UYU, right? UYU has to make the decision. They're the ones who have to put themselves at risk, put their head on the chopping block, and that's what's happening.
Avexys great job defending against that push up top and even supporting his teammates. He was slaying, supporting, doing it all. Such a well-rounded player there. Now, RushieZ has top bunker control. They may lose B hill at this point, but looking at that lead, they're not going to lose the win condition with their home hill. But this is where RushieZ needs to be careful not to turtle up too much, because UYU, they love delivering out that UYU special. We'll see if they do it again.
All right, well, it's looking great for RushieZ without question. But like you said, that UYU special, they're looking to serve it up. All right, it's hot. It's ready to go out the door to the customers. And RushieZ, well, they're very aware of it. 20 seconds is an eternity to hold one hill, okay? A lot can happen in just 20 seconds. And here comes the push. UYU looking to go in. Fran needs to pick up this kill onto Praized. Any member right now that dies for UYU is going to lessen their chance of taking over this victory. That's a nice start. Praized will fall. The second now trying to push in. He's not getting close. One from the flank, though. That's the ace in the hole. That's Powerz.
They don't get it.
He's going in for the break. The play's not going to happen, as you said. I thought, hey, maybe there's a chance. RushieZ.
It was a good play. It was a good play.
It was a great play. It was just too late.
But just a second or two off there. I think RushieZ still had another 1v1 that he had to win down low at the B hill, but you know, in the end, it was they were in some good positions there to kind of close out that round. But here we go, 3-1 RushieZ. This map is their most comfortable one as a unit, and so far we can see that by the scoreboard. Both squads going to choose to give out some more utility grenades to kick this one off, and that's going to be pretty standard here on this map. Now, what can UYU do to slow them down? Gonna start here with this initial, man. They need to force RushieZ to have to retake bunker and get themselves back in a position, because if RushieZ wins this initial, it's so hard for UYU to kind of come back in this one from what it seems like.
You know, it does. You know, this is the thing. RushieZ has got the momentum. They've got the power in their hands. And I think they're really filling out what UYU is throwing down. And they're doing a great job at doing so. The countering potential that they have has been expressed multiple times. Maybe not in the first couple of rounds, as it was only, what, 30 and 40 seconds respectively. But since then, you mentioned Fran slowing it down, right? That great IGL coming out in him, the experience with playing UYU consistently. He's moving his pawns, he's moving his chess pieces around, and it's working, and UYU is struggling to find an answer for it. The break, though, is there. Praized hits a nice shot on the RushieZ, and that's an important one. As Fran falls, that's going to give E for sure to the boys on UYU.
Yes, it is. They locked that one in. And RushieZ just make sure that they got all the lanes covered that is approaching their home hill. Powerz almost went down there, but he had plenty of teammates around him to get that revive. Now, this is what I was talking about. UYU win an initial and forcing RushieZ to have to push them. They did that. Now, let's see how they're going to defend against this assault.
It's going to be a tough one. RushieZ has been in this position before, but I got to tell you, UYU is set up very nicely. That INZEM will get a hit marker. Now, Praized is going to be the first one IC is going to see. Powerz on the other corner. He's going to make that call out, but they're going to go ahead and dip out. And this Lancer Fire is going to be pretty pivotal. If they can just get that chip damage in, it's going to be, it's just so hard, Blaze, and you know this, to push it onto E, man. It's such a tough task. When you lock it in, man, you're pretty much golden.
Yeah, you pretty much are. And we see RushieZ trying to go for the retake here, but they get slayed out. UYU was ready for them. Taking top bunker against either one of these two teams is not anything that's easy to do. They know how to play their lives, be difficult kills for their opponent to pick up, and hold some very advantageous positions with those Lancers. And that's exactly what UYU did. And with this game being a little bit slower than it was before, those setups become even stronger. So brains over bronze. Now, let's see, how does UYU want to play this one? Going into the placement is the center line. No, they're going to just half those incendiary grenades. That's a safe placement. RushieZ is going to match it. They don't want to get behind. And then we're going to be heading on here into round number 6.
Right. Let's find out what happens. I think this is a big round, honestly, for RushieZ to take. You know, to keep that lead, put themselves a match point, series point, give them that added insurance. UYU, I think they gained a lot of momentum. If anything, they just gained a lot of insight in that last round, locking down bunker as well as they did. And for them, you can really see them prioritizing now this fight in tunnel, prioritizing E because they realized how hard it was for RushieZ to break that defensive setup. So they're going to make it a point to lock it in as quickly as they can. Avexys has been tagged up. Watch your back though, Powerz. There's someone there, and Avexys actually won't clean him up. But I'm looking at it. There's trades across the board. E still neutralized. 9 is going to be on it. But now you have RushieZ pushing in and getting that kill.
Yeah, good job to Avexys for backing up there and staying alive. Because he stayed alive and his teammates want to fight down low at platform, you're going to see RushieZ get control over this bunker for now. But they didn't get into the positions in which they fully wanted to, so they're going to be acquiring points. But UYU, they got the first part, which was just getting up here and getting set up. That's the hard part. So they was able to lock that one in. Now, when Ice get enough kills, getting these kills, RushieZ knows that they have a man advantage. Now, with this man advantage, they're going to count the numbers and just make sure that they fortify in the right positions. But as I talk about them having a man advantage, it's actually 4v4 in the map. So it was even there for now, and these fifths are going to be able to come off respawn and join the fights.
Now the shoe's on the other foot, right? RushieZ setting up defensively, looking nice. We'll see if they can capitalize on this opportunity. Fran's going to pick up the fresh incense. He's going to go ahead and head over towards bunker to use that in case UYU gets froggy and leap. And they're going to have to do so. The lead right now is rising. No pun intended for RushieZ. And UYU is going to be in a situation before long where it's like, look, if we don't make a move now, we're not going to have another opportunity, right? So they're going to get one good chance here. And you know it just as well as I do. If they don't capitalize on this push here and get this hill on E, that's the round, and RushieZ is going to be up 4-2.
Ooh, nice incendiary there from Xplosive. That's going to kick off the push here. The neutral is going to get decapped, goes in favor of UYU. I don't think that's going to give them the win condition. They need both heals. So, trying to set themselves up again to put themselves in a perfect spot for it to be one final push in this round for them to be able to get this one all tied up. And RushieZ, they're doing a good job defending it. And they're not going to be able to play for anything else. The players of UYU 8-0, they're not going to let anyone get behind them. And they went back to go get their incendiary grenade because they says, hey, we got 24 seconds on the clock. We need this one.
Yep.
Kenny's and Powerz have to kick off this push soon.
This is the thing. They've been in this situation before, right, Blaze, and they couldn't make it happen. RushieZ is all over the map. That instant is beautiful. You can't push up baby steps in that situation. Powerz now goes through. Only move to make is to hop through, mantle over. Won't happen, but Praized is there. The break is in. RushieZ goes through. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. UYU is actually making this happen, but like you said, you got Avexys on E. Player 8 is there. The Lancer could be real, but Blaze, I don't think there is enough time. He's going to stick it. The Lancer is real, and that should be the final nail in the coffin. 4-2, but man, if that didn't get scary.
No, it definitely did get scary for RushieZ for a bit. But in that tower that they were set up in outside their home hill, they had 3 players there. As soon as the Avexys got that kill, he said, peace, okay? He even made a decision. He said, I want to go all the way to the home hill to make it even more difficult. But he says, no, I'm just going to go ahead, get over to E. It's a close game. And he made the perfect rotation there. That's why that UYU special is so hard to pull off. And the reason why we call it the UYU special is because they do it more times than anybody, because they make these perfect pushes covering all 3 lanes on the map to force their opponent into some difficult spots on rounds in which they should win.
Okay, well, RushieZ put themselves in a very good position, looking to prove you right. Blaze, I'm not going to mess with you anymore, man, when it comes to predictions. If this ends in a 2-0, brother, no, in a good way, man, because you're just too good, bro. You're going to be #1. I think you already are now. I'm not mistaken, right?
Collins one behind me. He cut the
Collins one behind.
Close the gap, though. Give him props for that.
But close the gap or not the champion. You're the champion for split 1. And also, you called the 2-0, and it's looking like it's going to be a 2-0. But for Avexys, though, you better control that shot. RushieZ did not need to get blasted in the head like that, but he did. But either way, though, RushieZ is going to be on all 3 hills, and they're looking to make this a very quick round, a quick victory.
Oh, great in seeing. Multiple players got to run through it, but it's still a little gap there between that and the cover. This shouldn't be a domination that comes through now. UYU should be able to survive this push here from RushieZ. Now, as far as the current map control that RushieZ have, they got players already top bunker, being annoying, harassing UYU, making it difficult for them to get uphill. Avexys is going to actually, yeah, he's going to hide. Oh, he rolls back down, though, puts himself in harm's way. He needs some help, and there's the Lancer from the other side. He stays alive, and RushieZ is pressing him.
Pressing them indeed, man. And look at the lead that they've been able to accumulate. But this is the thing. Kenny's getting the break. But what is so special about RushieZ? Utility, right? Fran connects on to Kenny. More Powerz. Let me just stop now. Powerz on the flank, though. Able to pick up 2. Now pushing in onto INZEM. And I don't care how much of a lead you have. With plays like that, you can drastically change the round in your favor.
No, you definitely can. You definitely can. They are momentum swingers. Now, UYU, they can definitely win off 2 heals. Since RushieZ has such a great start to this round, they can take their time, get into positions. They can let Fran have the mic for a bit. You know, they can talk as a unit where they want to get set up and what their focus is going to be. Now, RushieZ, I'm pretty sure they've been in this position before, so all these players know exactly what they need to do. Double downs come through. Kenny's trying to slow down his push to the home hill as RushieZ is going to be focused in this area of the map. On the flip end, he doesn't have enough personnel over here, but there's 2 members of UYU shooting down from top bunker. And even though it's only two here, it's technically almost like a 4v3 in favor of UYU at this moment.
What it's looking like at this point in time, this push on D needs to happen. Avexys needs to push in. RushieZ going to be on the flank. Oh, where did RushieZ go? Okay, he picked up Praized. He's going to be there. For some reason, the animation, I thought he got absolutely chunked from the flank. And I'm like, who was even there? UYU was a ghost at that point, but it's not going to happen. 2v1 Kenny is just playing cat and mouse, if you will. And he finally will go down. That's a big win, brother, because the fact of the matter is now RushieZ keeps their lead. Epto is getting broken. A lot of moving pieces going down. Both teams know how close the scoreline is. I will say this, though.
RushieZ making plays.
RushieZ is making big plays. F is also going to be broken too. And as RushieZ secures that, the lead once again goes to them. Kenny is going to be there. RushieZ needs to get Kenny right here, right now.
He's going to have some help too as well. He gets him with ease. Good job to, I think this is RushieZ and INZEM over here that's on top of this home hill for not leaving. Because they could have left that hill a long time ago and went to the neutral. But no, they says, hey, we're going to hang out here, fight our fight, and you guys win the fight off the home hill. RushieZ locked this series in 2-0, and they are going to best UYU and stay ahead of them in the standings.
Look, and good on them for doing so, man. Like you said, stay ahead of them in the standings, but more importantly, that's a big victory from them. I know we talked about RushieZ falling off the wagon and UYU falling off the wagon, but the reality is, anytime these 2 giants play against each other, especially this close to the Winter Major in general, you have to take this not with a grain of salt, but really look into this, you know, in a heavy way, because the fact of the matter is these 2 teams can still drastically change their playing style and their overall performance as they do head into the major, because they've been there, done that. The pressure isn't as real for them. I do think, however, they have more pressure on them now in the sense to perform. A lot of eyes have been on them because they haven't performed as well during split number 1 for the Pro League. So I think the pressure will be there in regards to that. But money-wise and all that, they're going to be chilling. It's nothing to them, right? So we'll see how they're going to perform in the Winter Major. But at least for split number 1, check it out, Blaze. It was a blast watching them compete.
Man, it was a blast watching them compete against everyone that they played against, because coming into the season, they were the 2 best teams out there in Gears Esports. Now, this season probably didn't shake up the way that they wanted to, but hey, they still put on a show. And going into the major, you talked about how, hey, they can completely change their play style and switch up a few things going into the major, but I'm honestly like, I don't know how much they can change. Like, I feel like these are the 2 teams we're getting. Okay, the 2 teams that we saw today, these are the guys that we're going to get when we get to the major. But it is, when the money's on the line, I did say it before, when the money's on the line, all 10 players in this lobby, they do take their gameplay to another level. Whatever turmoil they had coming up into the major, that's all null and void. Okay, that's all null and void, because they're going to be focused on making that paper.
100%. 100%. A lot can change here. I mean, look, you still have, you know, your top 3, Carnage, VQ. Well, I say respectively, VQ, PK, and Carnage. You know, you go down the list. Actually, that might have changed tonight. We'll see as the standings do come in. But, you know, you have a lot of teams that are just really good. They have proved themselves time and time again. Granted, we've, you know, today was very telling for a couple of teams, with the question, Carnage being one of them. there are some definite things that they have to clean up and quickly as they do head into the major. But for RushieZ and UYU, you know, I guess things to take away from this. Well, first and foremost, I want to say with UYU, still they continue to struggle. So I think out of all the Giants, they're going to be the one team that I expect to struggle the most going into the major. For RushieZ, I think they'll be okay, especially because they've been improving. But again, I don't expect them to just destroy the competition. Their series are probably going to be pretty close, depending if they play, you know, anybody top 5 and up. And then when it comes down to, you know, let's say Pittsburgh Knights, I know they got beat down from VQ, but come major time, I think they're going to be okay and still be that dominant force. Because let's not forget, okay, during the last the season final, the last major we did, right? RushieZ ended up taking the whole enchilada when it came to Pro League for NA at least. And of course, UYU was in second. It was a big shock. But UYU still went undefeated, and they pulled up and went massive, something we didn't expect, right? We expected UYU to be okay, but not to go undefeated. Like, no one saw that coming, but they did it. Winter Major is going to be unique. It's going to be different. But at least for Split 1, it's been exciting watching our, you know, Pro League qualifier teams come through and do as well as they did. Watching, you know, some of the Giants, if you will, such as PK, consistently battle it out, only losing first place as of yesterday. It's just been a good run.
It's been a good run, man. You know, we've had a lot of surprises throughout this Pro League. New teams rising to the top, old teams falling to the bottom. And, you know, we've had some of the most consistent Gears of War gameplay that we've seen in a long time. And the competition has not disappointed. You know, it's been one for the ages. We've never had LATAM and NA teams combined. This was the first time ever we did that. This was a Pro League that was one for the ages. And it's leading up into this first major of the season, the Winter Major. And this is what these teams have been practicing for. It's nice to have the record in the Pro League and to, you know, be where you are, rather if you're in first or last. But it comes down to who ready to shoot when they get to that championship bracket. Who's ready 100%. To earn a few bags on Sunday? Who has the most experience in those positions? And who got something to prove? That's going to be the tale of this major, man. It really is. And, you know, we always get at least one team from the Challenger Series that comes out and that shocks a few people in the bracket play.
Absolutely.
But it's a little bit different when it comes down to bracket play, man. There's more pressure that's going to be involved. And these squads have practiced for next week. And I'm ready to see what they made out of.
You know, you mentioned Challenger, man. Those Challenger teams, you can't sleep on them. First and foremost, Hayabusa has been so amazing. They finish off in the #1 spot. We'll be seeing them. Hayabusa picked up. I love their name, man. Hayabusa. I just like saying their name. I'm not going to lie, man. Of course, you got Rated R. You got Silent Rippers, Remedy. You got a ton of great teams out there. I love to see it, and I can't wait to see their performance, especially Hayabusa, because that was the old Empire. Okay, that was the Empire that we constantly talked about. So now that Hayabusa picked them up, and wisely so. Can't wait to see what they're doing. Let's look at our standings for today, or at least the results for today when it comes to our matches, and give you a little recap. Of course, we watched Noble and Carnage Gaming. I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit salty about that. I'm a bit salty about Noble taking that victory. First and foremost, nothing against Noble, okay? Nothing against them at all. PR beat me. Okay, I'm last, and PR's been talking all this chat in our DMs, bro, about like, I'm ready to take last place. Well, now he doesn't get it. Okay, I was ready for him to take last place too, hand over the torch, if you will, but Carnage did not show up, and because of that, I take the L, and I'm okay with that. For Hive and TPC, that was a quick series. Hive ended up taking the victory. For F and I, we saw a lot from them.
Even when their opponents showed unsportsmanlike conduct, they still took the W. I got to throw that one out there, okay? So keep on going.
Oh, shoot. You talking about the Talons?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Talons, okay?
Hey, look.
Distasteful, but keep it going.
Fire and Nice over on Elevate. Hey, we saw how that went down. Elevate, a lot to do. A lot of work. They really need to hit the books, hit the strats, because they're not looking like the Elevate that is going to make it far in the Winter Major. For PK and Morningstar Gaming, you know, PK takes that victory, of course. I'm excited to see more of Morningstar Gaming, the old Apricity roster. I want to see how far they are able to go. VQ able to beat out Rebel. We saw how that one went. 10-2 score line. Again, Rebel, a very talented roster, but VQ is just on a different planet at this point in time. And then RushieZ getting that victory over UYU. A lot of people didn't see it. I saw it, but a lot of people didn't see it. And you know what? It is there to stand 2-0. I like it. It was just a good night. It really was. You know, a lot of upsets where actually really no upsets, but a lot of matches that went. Was everything 2-0?
I told you everything was going to be 2-0. I said it. I said this was going to be the quickest one that we ever had. 2-0s across the board.
Wild,
you know, when it came came down to it, I predicted Carnage against Noble. Noble, they shut us up real quick. And I will say that when it comes down to the slower gameplay, Noble, it suits that team very well. And I think that team is going to be making a little extra jump when it comes down to their performance now, based off how they're going to be performing next week during the major. They will get better. And I think RushieZ is going to get better too as well. We saw them come out in 2-0 UYU today. I think that's just a taste of the rise in which we're going to see come major time.
100%. Well, check this out. Let's take a look at our standings. See how everything comes to a conclusion, because all good things must come to an end.
Yes.
VQ, such an impressive run, 10-1. Good on them. Of course, they bettered their record beating Rebel today. They obviously took over first place yesterday after beating out PK. For Carnage Gaming, they will hold on in third place. They still had a good run. Fire and Ice and RushieZ up there. Look, without question, I look at this. Obviously, Carnage, a huge surprise. VQ, I wouldn't even say a big surprise, because remember how they were doing during the Pro League qualifiers. They went 3 weeks in a row not being defeated by anybody. They won the first Emergence Day undefeated. Basically, for the first month, no one was able to touch them or even take a map off. Let's talk about how long it took for anybody to take a map off of them. So for VQ, they stayed consistent through and through. But for RushieZ to be in 5th place, man, it was a rocky start, but I gotta say they better be happy with how they finished, because I'll take top 5 any day of the week.
Oh, I agree with you on that one. But that RushieZ team, they love perfection, man. They want to be up there in that top spot. In the end, we asked ourselves, how many LATAM teams was going to make the top 6? 4 of them made it, but they didn't get the top spot though. Shout out VQ for the one time repping NA teams out there. But in the end, man, they came to play. The only team that beat VQ throughout the entirety of the season, if you were wondering, that was Fire and Ice. They were hot that week, okay? It was a map 3 victory there against Vanquish. And in the end, Elevate to a 9. People's Champ on 11, Morningstar down there. Teams like Morningstar and Hive, even though they are 3-8, you can't count them out next week. I think both of those guys got the ability to make an upset during the major weekend. Even though they didn't have the performances in which they wanted, still teams to watch out for.
All right. I like it. Standings, man. I'm telling you, it looked good. It looks good. And coming that winter major, I can't wait to see it. A lot of exciting stuff, though, still to come down whenever it does come to the Gears of War scene. Hey, actually coming up very quickly, I don't know if you'll be casting this or not, but the 2v2 Astro Battles major, that's going to be happening December 6th, right? December 6th, Sunday, if I'm not mistaken?
Sunday, I will be casting it. I do believe that we're going to have a legend there with me as well. I think Ribs might be in on the action too, but it's going to be a fun weekend. And for the Astro Battle 2v2 finals, a lot more money that's involved in it than the regular weekly series. Bro, that's $2,000 a piece. What?
I know it is.
I know every pro team is gonna have their duos out there to play, and you're gonna have some mixed matches as well as those fifths try to find some duos to play with also. But $4,000 for first, $2,000 a piece. Yeah, you better be playing in it, because this may be the time in which you get some money in your pocket, because it's going to be a little bit harder when it comes down to that 5v5 gameplay.
It definitely is. It's going to be a little bit harder, but it's going to be a lot more challenging. But that, that brings reward. Okay, challenges bring reward, and $4,000 is a big reward. Actually, I think you guys are paying all the way up to the 8th place team, if I'm not mistaken. So
get some of that money. Actually, Taylor, do you want to cast that? Because I've been frying in 2v2s lately. I think I can go in there as a toss up, man. I think I can cash out. I'm gonna hit you up. Hey, I'm gonna see if I can make it straight.
Let's talk on the side of DMs, man. Let's talk on the side of DMs. Maybe I might be interested
in dude. That changes things.
Coming through. I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing a lot as of recently, but you know what? I might hop in, especially if Ribs is gonna be there. Hey, I like hearing from him, man. It's gonna be a good time. Of course, though, that's going to be the most recent event that's upcoming. But as you guys know, we've been talking about it, right? December 11th through the 13th. Coming up next weekend, starting Friday, is going to be the Winter Major. And what an event that is going to be. You've been watching the competition through and through, and the competition is as tight as it's ever been. And I think upsets are going to happen. Hearts will be broken, but we might be seeing some new champions up there on the pedestal. Anything can happen. And honestly, anything, including LATAM taking their first major. It can all go down next weekend. So I hope you guys are there. Blaze, we're about to get out of here, though. And by the way, I want to say go to gears.gg for more info if you ever need any more info whenever it comes to any of the events that are taking place. Blaze, I'm going to leave it to you. Final words, what do you got to say?
Man, final words is shout out to all our professional teams out there who entertained us all season long. Much love to Ryan and UMG and the entire crew, the production team, you as well, Taylor, for putting on an awesome production here for Gears Esports, the best it's ever had in a very long time. And I know the community is very grateful for all of you guys for keeping Gears Esports at the top standards there in esports as a whole. And to the fans, man, you guys have been joining in with us week in and week out. The viewership has just been growing across the board. And I'm expecting some big numbers next week for the major because we're going to have some great-ass matches that you guys don't want to miss out on. And I hope to see you guys this weekend for 2v2 Astro Battle Finals. Make sure you guys find a duo and come play.
Absolutely, man. Look, check it out. Go play. It's not going to hurt you. At the end of the day, all good things must come to an end. It's been a fantastic split one, a fantastic just overall action across the board. Again, shout out to the pro teams, as you just mentioned, Blaze, and shout out to you all out there for being fans and consistently showing up, supporting your favorite team, supporting the broadcast. Make sure you hit that follow button. We do have E-Days tomorrow. That should be starting at 5 o'clock Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 5:10 Eastern time. So make sure you're there to at least get a nice little snippet, if you will, for what's going to be taking place for the major next week. But hey, I got to give a shout out to everybody. You know, myself, Taylor Reflections, Double, of course, yourself, Guy Blaze, our production, and of course the other two casters that have been here consistently, Colin the Crow Clark, Jacob MVPR. You guys are all wonderful. We appreciate the mods. Aces, I'm naming governments, but it's going to end here. Hey, be here tomorrow for E-Days. It's going to be at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Love all you guys, and hope to see you again tomorrow.